Hello and welcome to Fake Crime Fridays, the first and only true crime podcast that reports on crimes that never happened. If you're new here, we'll explain a little bit about how this works. Fake Crime Fridays is a long-form improv performance. My guest and myself will be playing multiple parts in an outline or script based off of real police reports, other true crime podcasts, and submissions from Patreon supporters fused together by various computer programs. Sometimes we have specific details, exact wording, or a certain goal to reach. Other times we just have a vague outline. Our job is to perform this piece and make sense of these crimes and scripts, which often do not make much sense. Supporters on Patreon have the ability to submit specific details for us to perform, such as a murder weapon, a setting, the victim, and other details. You can find a link to the Patreon in my Linktree, which is in the show notes. A big fat thank you to my Patreon supporters, every one of you. You are what makes this show possible. And to everyone else, whether a Patreon supporter or not, thank you for being here. From various patrons, a few of the entries for today's episodes are a Blu-ray disc of the film Interstellar, a terracotta pot, the adjective French, Little Caesar's Pizza Restaurant, and of course, the murder victim, Hans Zimmer. Remember, these scripts, these plot lines are all written by various computer programs. We have not read the script. We do not know who the murderer is, the location, or anything about the case. Our reactions are genuine, our wits tested. There's room for error, for flops, and for bits to not make total sense. This is a live performance. I hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoyed making it. Hello and welcome to Fake Crime Fridays, the podcast where we explore the world of true crime and dive deep into the stories that keep us up at night. I'm Cedar.
And I'm Aiden. Today we're investigating the mysterious death of Hans Zimmer, the world-renowned composer who was killed while working on the score of Interstellar 2, Black Hole Boogaloo.
That's right, Aiden. Hans Zimmer was found dead in the middle of an orchestra performance. The police are calling it a homicide, and we're here to get to the bottom of it.
We're currently sitting at the crime scene, the concert hall where Hans Zimmer was killed. It's a beautiful space with high ceilings and ornate decor, but today it's filled with police tape and investigators.
We're going to talk to some witnesses and see if we can uncover any clues that the police might have missed.
Let's get started.
Let's go talk to that police officer. Excuse me, officer. We're with the Fake Crime Fridays podcast. Can you tell us anything about the investigation?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the case with you, but I can tell you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the case with you, but I can tell you that we're still looking for a suspect. Do you have any leads? Not really. The only thing we know is for sure that Hans Zimmer was killed with a blow to the head. There was no signs of any forced entry, so we think that the killer might have had access to the concert hall.
Thank you, officer. We'll keep that in mind as we investigate. Let's continue walking around the concert hall. We'll take some more notes and talk to some more witnesses.
Cedar, look over there. It's Nurse Fitzsimmons.
Oh boy, this should be interesting. Let's go talk to her. Hi, Nurse Fitzsimmons. I'm Cedar, and this is Aiden. We're with the Fake Crime Fridays podcast.
Oh, great. More journalists. Just what we need.
We're not journalists, we're investigators. We're trying to figure out what happened to Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, good luck with that, pretty boy. Zimmer was a pain in the ass. He was always complaining about something.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt him?
Not my problem, I just work here.
Thank you for your time, Nurse Fitzsimmons.
That was a dead end. Let's try something else. Someone else.
Oh, I see the conductor over there. Let's go talk to him. Hi, we're the Fake Crime. Hi, we're the Fake Crime Friday podcast. Can we ask you a few questions about Hans Zimmer?
Of course. I'm devastated by what happened to him. Can you tell us about about your relationship with Zimmer? We had our differences, but overall we had a good working relationship. He was a genius, but sometimes difficult to work with.
Do you know anyone who might have wanted to harm him.
Actually, now that you mention it, there was someone. Wait, Aiden, did you see that? There's a terracotta pot smashed over there by the window.
Yeah, I see it. That's strange. What's a terracotta pot doing here?
I don't know, but we should go take a closer look. Maybe it has some sort of clue inside. Thanks for your time, conductor.
Yeah, thank you, conductor.
Yes. I guess you don't want to know who it was.
Cedar, I don't know why you you wanted to go look at this pot so quickly, but yeah, I really, let's check it out.
Oh, let's be careful not to step on any broken shards. Let's examine this. Aiden, look at this. There's a Blu-ray disc of Interstellar over here. Do you think it's relevant to the case?
It's possible. We should take it just in case.
Agreed. Yeah.
Oh my god, someone is at the concert hall, like 1,000 feet, 500 feet into the back of the building, and we can hear them knocking on the door. Let's hide.
Let's duck behind this couch. We'll try and make as little noise as possible.
Oh yes, this couch that's right here in the green room, back behind the stage. Yeah, let's run back there.
Shh, the door's opening.
Hello? Is anybody here?
That's Nurse Fitzsimmons.
I heard a noise and I wanted to check if everything's all right.
That's Nurse Fitzsimmons, the mean nurse who worked with Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, I recognized her from the police report. She's definitely a suspect.
Is anybody here? What's this? There's a broken terracotta pot. Oh, that disc, the Blu-ray disc of Interstellar's missing. What the hell happened here?
She looks pretty angry.
Yeah, we should probably make a run for it before she catches us.
Agreed. Let's make a run for it.
Yeah. Stop right there. What are you doing here?
We're just investigating the crime. We're from Fake Crime Fridays.
Yeah, we're here to help out. We're trying to find out who killed Hans Zimmer.
Well, I don't need your help. You two better leave right now before I call the cops.
Yeah. Bye. Deuces.
Whatever.
That was close.
Too close. We need to be more careful.
But did you see her reaction when she saw the broken pot and the missing Blu-ray disc? She definitely knows something.
Yeah, and we should keep an eye on her. But for now, let's head back to the studio and see if we can find any more leads.
Good idea. Let's go. This is a nice drive, but all I can think about is being determined to uncover the truth about this murder.
I had little known that we were going to uncover a shocking revelation that might turn the case upside down.
Well, this is just about the craziest episode of Fake Crime Fridays ever. Just a quick recap in case you missed any of that. Hans Zimmer has been murdered. It's been confirmed that he was killed by a blow to the head. We don't have any more details than that. The crime scene is still under lockdown. We went to investigate. We found a broken terracotta pot, a Blu-ray disc of Interstellar, which you stole, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything weird about that once you brought it back to our lab?
Oh, I mean, it's just crazy that there's still Blu-rays. Like, who the fuck has a Blu-ray anymore?
Yeah. When did Interstellar come out? That was like 2015, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's still Blu-ray era, right?
But who's hanging on to their 2015 copy of Interstellar?
That could be a clue.
The conductors seem to have some information, but your fascination with terracotta pots really took us on another adventure.
Yeah, I admit, I do have a fascination with terracotta pots. I've gardened and had plants in my house with other pots before, other types of pots, but nothing really beats terracotta. I'm serious. You might think I'm joking, but I even use them in my garden. You know, you can kind of bury them if you bury the pots and you have lids for them. you can disperse them throughout your garden. I did this in Arizona, and you fill them with water, and then you put a lid on them, and then it kind of trickles out the water throughout the day as it's a capillary action, I'm pretty sure. The water seeps through the pot all day long, rather than having high-tech irrigation.
You seem to know quite a lot about terracotta pots. Is there anything you want to tell us about this Hans Zimmer?
I wish I had information to share.
Damn.
I really do. But as you know, I'm a private investigator and a podcaster, which makes me immune to being a criminal.
That's right. No, me too. Yeah. I would say me as well as being a podcaster and field reporter. That means I don't commit crimes.
Yeah. And because we don't commit crimes, we have very little financial input. So if you wanted to support the show, you can visit our Patreon. The link is in my link tree, which is in the show notes. Yeah. So since we've been there, they've actually released crime scene photos, which have been pretty gnarly. When we got there was just a chalk outline of Hans Zimmer on the ground, which... pretty typical.
You
right?
could see in the chalk outline, you could see him holding some sheet music, and you could see, in the chalk outline, it looked like it was really big, so it was probably for, something like Interstellar or any of the other number of films that Hans Zimmer's done that I can remember and can research quickly.
Yeah, I actually, I know his name, but I can't recall any other score that he's written. What else?
I think he did Babe.
Babe?
Yeah, he did Babe. He also did...
did he do Gladiator?
Yeah, Gladiator and the Back to the Future prequels.
Really?
And he also did all of Hot Tub Time Machine.
Wait, hang on. Can you back up a second? Back to the Future prequels?
Yeah, the prequel series. It's present.
Is this real? The prequel, aren't they all they all go back in time, so they're all technically...
Yeah, but the prequel is just the present.
Okay,
and that's the
because
name
that's
of them.
That's before they go back to the future.
Yeah.
Great Scott!
Okay.
Yeah.
And Hans Zimmer did those.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that photo interpretation is really interesting. I just kind of assumed that he had some sort of prosthetic that was large and square on his hand, but it does make more sense that it's sheet music. Yeah. So we know that he was whacked in the head and that he landed on the floor. There was a lot of blood there when we were there.
We also had a scary encounter with Nurse, what's her name? Let's see. Fitzsimmons, that's right.
Yeah.
Nurse Fitzsimmons. Yeah, she's a little frightening.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see her again? Do you think...
God, I hope not. She came into the green room when we were in there investigating, which is, there was a line of police tape out the door. Who crosses that? Like, why would she come in there once we're already in there?
Yeah, we're there. We're allowed to be there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was scary, though. Have you heard her name before?
Fitzsimmons?
Yeah.
I read about her. She'd been studying the LSATs to become barred in the state of Florida.
Okay.
And Florida has some of the least strict bludgeoning laws.
Okay.
Correlation?
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. That explains a lot of why Florida is the way it is. The laxness on the bludgeoning.
On the bludgeoning laws. Yeah.
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 Yeah, and from what I was able to find, we ran a background check on Nurse Fitzsimmons. First name Nurse, last name
Fitzsimmons.
She is actually Hans Zimmer's personal nurse, which, yeah, pretty interesting. We're working on getting his medical records now to see if there were any sort of pre-existing conditions that might give us any sort of information. That might be a dead end, might be a waste of patron money, but we'll see.
With the amount of patrons that we have right now,
0. Yeah, we just have money to burn.
Yeah, we're just raking it in, burning it, wiping our butts with it.
Background checks and
moving on.
Yeah. So that's what's going on so far. We've been kind of comparing our notes, running as many checks as we can. The photo of his body. We didn't mention that.
Yes, that's right.
from the autopsy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly, to be honest. We've been doing this for a long time. We've seen a lot of nasty photos.
Yeah.
And personally, to see the person who wrote the score to the Back to the Future prequels on an autopsy table, I had to get up and take a walk outside.
Thinking of my little Hansi just not being able to write such beautiful music such as the Hot Tub Time Machine or Babe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Babe, that's a tearjerker, and my little Hansi,
Yeah.
it's pretty rough.
It was pretty bad. I mean, the photos aren't publicly available, so we unfortunately can't share those with you.
We
but-
can continue to describe them.
Should we?
I mean, I feel like that's what the fake crime listeners want. Fake Crime Friday listeners want.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are nasty little critters. I guess. All right. Yeah. So it's kind of he has a severe wound on the right temple of his head, and you can see some skull fragments in there, which are a little bit lighter than the deep red of everything else. He's pale, almost purple, kind of. I mean, he's been dead for a while. He's on the autopsy table, right? And anything else that you remember?
Yeah, his dong is huge. He's pretty well endowed.
Yeah.
He's got hella long leg hair, which is surprising.
Well, that's where all the bass comes from.
Yeah, that's where and like it's all leg hair and then no body hair at all. He's got no body hair. He looks like he forgot to wipe before he left. So there's like just a little bit of butt towel up in there. I don't know why the cractioner, the person who cuts him up.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just, clean him up a little bit, but he's all puffy in the face and like kind of turning blue, and like his eyeballs are starting to drift in different directions.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to his credit, with the shutdown of organs that comes with death, especially brain death, it is extremely common for all mammals to evacuate their bowels. So
It looks like Hans Zimmer had like anticipated this based on the wad of toilet paper shoved up in there.
okay, so he was ready for it.
Yeah, he was ready for death to take him sweet far away from Babe.
Yeah. Interesting. So he may have known he may have known what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? He could have been anticipating his death. He could have seen this coming. Maybe. We won't know, but the investigation's going to continue. We're going to keep crunching our notes here and see if we can figure anything out, and we'll report as we go.
Oh my goodness. There's so much piles of paper around me. Cedar, how's that writing on your laptop going?
It's going, man. I'm getting carpal tunnel, but it's going.
Yeah, this police report is thick.
Yeah. Okay. Hans Zimmer was last seen alive on the evening of June 15th at the recording studio where he was working on the score for Interstellar 2, Black Hole Booga Lou.
I'm reading here, let's see. According to the janitor who found him, Zimmer's body was lying on the floor with a baton through his heart. The conductor, Eugene Rostopip.
I'm just writing Eugene R. I keep messing up on that word.
Okay. So the conductor, Eugene R., was the only other person in the building at the time.
But Eugene has an alibi. He claims he was at home practicing his conducting with a new baton he had just received from a French instrument maker.
Reading here, it says that leaves us three main suspects. Nurse Fitzsimmons, personal nurse, Zimmer's personal nurse, who is known to be, oh my god, sorry. who's known to be mean. Derek Chang, the studio's sound engineer, who had a recent argument with Zimmer over the score, and Lila Rose, a young violinist who was Zimmer's protege and had a strange obsession with him.
And keep in mind here that these suspects may change as the investigation gets deeper. We need to find more evidence to narrow down our suspects. Maybe someone will call in with a tip.
Bring, 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 bring.
Hello? Fake Crime Fridays, you're on the air.
Hi, my name is Karen, and I have some information about the Hans Zimmer murder.
Karen, that's great. What can you tell us?
Well, I work at Little Caesar's Pizza Parlor and Paraporium near the recording studio. On the night of the murder, I saw Nurse Fitzsimmons enter the studio carrying a terracotta pot.
I'm sorry, what kind of pot?
It was small and brown with a strange design on it. I remember because I am a pottery enthusiast and noticed it from a specific French pottery maker.
French. Again, that's strange.
Thank you, Karen. This is very helpful. We'll follow up on it.
Thank you, you're welcome. I just want to see justice for my sweet Hansi.
We all do. Thanks again. This could be a major breakthrough. Fitzsimmons was seen with a terracotta pot from a French pottery maker.
Maybe she used it to carry the murder weapon.
We need to investigate this further.
Fade out, scene 2.
Fade in.
Oh.
Okay, we are in front of Nurse Fitzsimmons' house.
Shh. You're too fucking loud, man.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'll get off the sidewalk. Go ahead, that's a cute dog you have.
Thank you.
Okay, we need to be careful. Fitzsimmons is our #1 suspect right now, and she is known to be mean.
Got it.
You ready?
Knock, 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 knock. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Hi, we're from Fake Crime Fridays. We're investigating the Hans Zimmer murder, and we're hoping to ask you a couple questions. Hi, we're from Fake Crime Fridays. We're investigating the murder of Hans Zimmer, as you know, and we're hoping to ask you a couple questions. Aiden is going to lead the question asking.
Yes, so where were you on the 22nd of June 15?
The 22nd of June 15?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm pretty fucked up right now.
Yeah.
2022, June 15th.
Well, I can't recall. What did you have for breakfast?
Touche.
2 weeks ago.
Touche,
Yeah.
Rashford sermons.
Uh-huh. I would check my calendar, but I've gone paperless.
You've gone paperless, you say. So you're not keeping track of nothing?
Nope.
How fitting. Well, what are all these things you have strewn around your yard? I noticed that they look. Are you're in a pottery?
My pots? You in a pot, young man? Marijuana will destroy y'all's soul. Don't you know?
Ma'am, I understand, but I'm fucked up on mushrooms. I'm hella high on mushrooms. I'm not. I'm frying right now. I ain't high, ma'am.
You're just like those jungle boys I treated. Back in my day, I was a field nurse, you know.
So you must know a lot about the human body, Nurse Fitzsimmons.
One might say that. My ex-partners would anyway. So what do you boys want? You're just gonna stand on my porch and make me seem like a good lover to the microphone? Is that what you want? You want to talk about my pottery?
Well, we're just curious about your interest with pottery.
You want to know what I'm curious about? Where my Blu-ray disc of Interstellar went.
You're saying your Blu-ray disc of Interstellar is missing?
Yeah, and I saw it in your hands when you left.
I don't know what you're talking. Us?
Yeah.
We's don't knows nothing.
Oh, it must have been the other Fake Crime Fridays podcasters.
All right, you had us. Tell you what, you can have it back if you can give us any information about June 15th and the old Hansi Zim.
I'll tell you what, you can ask me one more question. And I'll answer it truthfully.
Do you know who murdered Hansi Zimmermanner?
Yes. Good night, boys.
Ah! Fuck! Cedar, I tried. I'm sorry, man. She was too clever.
That was pretty good. Hot dog. That was a hot lead. I mean, it's like we have 0 other suspects right now that are as compelling as Nurse Fitzsimmons. We haven't interviewed any other suspects yet. We do have them, but we haven't gotten a chance to interview them.
She didn't say shit, though, and she was a hard egg to fry.
She wasn't even fried. You're fried.
I'm fried.
I don't think she was fried at the end of that.
I think she just wanted to know that she's good at fucking.
It certainly seemed that way. And you know what? Now that I look at this garden, these plants are doing really well.
There's a strong correlation between good sex and good plants.
I was going to talk about composting and nutritional value of soil. But I respect your line of thinking.
Nothing like a good jar of compost to
It's true.
fuck.
Yeah. Man, this is a rough night. I'm glad we brought 2 cars. Maybe we should split up and figure out what's going on. Are you good to drive?
Yeah, man.
Okay. I'll give you can drive this stick, okay?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's split up and follow the leads that we have.
I think I'll check out the concert hall. See if there's any additional information found there. I gotta talk to Cedar though. Even though we're on our own, I gotta give him a call. Gotta ding 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 ding.
What? I'm watching you in your car. Call me. I'm like 20 feet away from you. And your window's down.
Hey Cedar, I'm headed to the concert hall. I'll call you if I find anything interesting.
Okay. I'm going to head to the pizza restaurant, the Little Caesars, to see what Nurse Fitzsimmons was up to on the night of the murder. I'm going to see if there's any security cam footage or see if the manager knows anything. Surely they know her, right? She's pretty mean.
She's quite a character.
She's like one of 5 characters, so.
Good luck. Brum 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 brum. Let's see if anyone's here who can give some information. The conductor's office is locked. I wonder if there's a key somewhere. Bingo, bango, bongo. There's got to be something here that could help us. Come on, there's got to be something in here. What's this? What's this? Hans Zimmer was acting strange in the days leading up to his death. He seemed paranoid and kept talking about someone following him. Sound of Aiden thinking. Could this be related to the kidnapping and lobotomy? It's possible. Clump, clump. I'm gonna walk around the concert hall. Clump, clump. Nothing else here. Time to head back and regroup with Cedar. Clump, clump. Hey, Cedar, I'm back. Did you find anything interesting?
Hey, actually, yeah, I did. I was able to talk to the manager, and I had a punch card that I was waiting to redeem for a free pizza. And instead of the pizza, they were able to let me take a look at the security cameras. And Nurse Fitzsimmons was in the Little Caesars on the night of the murder. I don't know yet if that's an alibi or if it's incriminating evidence.
That's definitely interesting, though.
But she was there, for sure.
I found some paperwork that said that Lil Hansi was acting all kinds of weird leading up to his death. He seemed paranoid and kept talking about someone following him around. Can you just say that line? I want you to say that fucking line.
Wait, which one?
That's a new piece of information. Just like...
That's a new piece of information. We should try to figure out who that person could have been.
Agreed. Let's work on that and reconvene tomorrow.
That sounds like a plan.
What the fuck? We were on the phone? Goodbye. I was good talking to you on the phone. Well, I guess that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Who am I saying this to? I'll see you tomorrow.
Fade out.
Sound of Aiden leaving the podcast studio.
Man, this is kind of a mess.
It's totally crazy. I mean, I think that making up and also calling out how weird it is the only way to deal with this. So those are fucking ridiculous. It's really funny.
It's way better than last time, I think.
Yes.
Already. Which one's the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just hunt around until you find something.
Washing machine. We've got a lot to unpack here.
I know, I can't believe someone just called this up with this tip. And immediately after you sang, you hoped someone would do that.
But why would Nurse Fitzsimmons give us false information? It just doesn't make sense.
She's pretty fucked up, dude. I think she was trying to throw us off her trail. Or maybe she's the real killer. I mean...
Oh no. That's not good.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
Agreed.
You know what we need to do? We need to do a stakeout.
Like, at Outback?
Yeah. We'll park outside of Fritz Simmonson's house, which is right across the street from Outback Steakhouse, and wait and see if anything suspicious is happening.
Can we get takeout?
I don't know. We'll have to look on the internet.
What if she catches us?
We'll be stealthy. We won't get caught.
Okay, but I don't have any binoculars or anything.
Don't worry. Aiden got you. Aiden pulls out binoculars and hands them to Cedar.
Wow. You really did come prepared.
Always be prepared, my friend.
All right. Let's do this. We've been here for 4 hours. Outback is closed. The servers have gone on 16 smoke breaks, and nothing has happened at this house.
Shh, just keep watching.
Aiden, look.
What is it?
Over there, by the terracotta pot.
Let me look at this through my binoculars. Is that a French cigarette?
It sure looks like it.
Who do we know that smokes a French cigarette?
Wait a minute. Wasn't that one of the things we learned about the conductor?
You're right, he smokes a pack a day.
This could be it. We could be onto something.
Oh my god, did you hear that shit behind us?
Oh my god, she's in the mirror!
What are you two doing here?
Oh! Oh, you're right. Fuck. 1 sec. Okay, you go ahead.
Oh, hi, Nurse Fitzsimmons. We were just,
Just what? Spying on me?
No. We're just taking a break from our investigation.
Right, and I'm the Queen of England.
Look, we're just trying to find out who killed Hans Zimmer. We're not trying to cause any trouble.
And what makes you think that you can come and stare at my house for so long?
Nothing. We just were tired after a long night at the Outback, and we needed to take a little sleep in our car, a little sleepy sleep after a long day at the Outback Steakhouse, having all them steaks and drinks.
Listen, little boy, I'm having a swinger party, and this is the second time I've needed to tell you to get away from my house, and there will not be a third. Get out of here.
Phew.
That was a close call.
Tell me about it. We barely made it out of there alive.
Who knew being a podcaster could be so dangerous?
Yeah, all this driving's really got me
Out of breath.
Yeah, who knew? But let's focus on what we learned. Nurse Fitzsimmons is definitely hiding something. And did you notice how she kept mentioning French in her conversation?
I did.
Yeah, she said it like so many times.
And speaking of French, we know the terracotta pot, if we're to take that caller's evidence at face value, the terracotta pot that Nurse Fitzsimmons had was French. There was a French cigarette in her yard, and the conductor smokes French cigarettes.
Holy shit.
So French.
So French.
Something, yeah. I wonder... I didn't see what she bought at Little Caesars, but part of me wonders if it was a baguette.
That is a good point.
What do you think that terracotta pot in her office was about?
I don't know what that pot in the office was about, but I think it's time we take another look at all the evidence we've gathered so far. Maybe we're missing something.
Agreed. Let's head back to the studio and sort through everything.
Walk off stage.
The podcasters are back in the studio, looking through all the evidence they've gathered. Okay, let's start with the interviews we've done. What stands out to you?
Well, there's something the conductor said that caught my attention.
What? What was that?
He mentioned that Hans is acting strange in the weeks leading up to his death, and he'd been more withdrawn and quiet than usual.
That's definitely something to consider, but what about the tip that we got earlier?
Right. Let me pull up the recording. Hey, this is Tom. I work at a record store downtown, and I'm in the street, and I heard from the theater. I work at the record store down the street from the theater. I saw something suspicious the night of the murder. A guy in a hoodie was hanging around outside the theater at the time of the performance. I think he might have been involved. Okay. Fuck, that guy did not know how to talk.
I'm glad that's over. Okay, so he said a guy in a hoodie, but as we know from our various positions working with the public, we cannot take their information.
This guy sounds a little racist.
Yeah, so could be a woman.
This
in a hoodie.
Tom. Could be a woman in a hoodie.
Yeah.
Tom sounds a little racist to me.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm calling you out specifically
for being racist. Did Tom leave any contact information?
No, just that he works at the record store down the street.
We need to find this guy. He might be our missing piece of the puzzle.
But first, let's talk about all this French stuff dealing with Nurse Fitzsimmons. What is this?
I'm not sure, and honestly, I'm losing sleep over it. But I do remember something. This Blu-ray disc. When we were searching Hans's apartment, I found this. Interstellar on Blu-ray. What if French refers to the French subtitles on the disc?
Oh my, that's fucking ridiculous. That's a great idea. Super, no correlation at all, man. That's straight facts. You're spitting facts. Let's put in the movie and see if there's anything.
Yeah, and by the way, listeners, the reason we didn't include the part where we searched Hans's apartment is because his apartment's there's a lot of music in it and it's copyrighted. So
yeah,
we obviously couldn't.
Constantly playing it. The sheet music, if you haven't been around sheet music before, it plays it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how that works. But so we have this Blu-ray here. Let's put it into the computer because that'll play Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Right. A computer from 2023 will play Blu-ray.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, pull back. Retro thrusters, everything we've got, Case. Retros at full. Back.
Case, relay my transmission to the onboard computer and have it rebroadcast as emergency PA. Dr. May... Open the inner hatch. I repeat, do not open the inner hatch. I repeat, do not open...
I don't know what he said to you,
But I'm taking command of the Endurance.
and then we can talk about completing the mission.
Wait a minute. Pause right there.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
That's music. Hans's music. It's faint. But it's there.
Yeah, it's like they forgot to turn up the score in the Interstellar 2, the Black Hole Boogaloo that he wrote music in.
Oh my god.
How is that possible? He was he was dead by the time the movie was released.
Oh my god, I didn't realize this. So this is actually Interstellar 2, not Interstellar, which makes sense. That's why we found it in the apartment.
Because
Okay.
he wanted to see how the second one was.
Oh my god.
Wait,
But
he was dead? He has an early copy of it.
yeah, of course, but they wouldn't the cases wouldn't be in production yet. So that's why it's in the Interstellar 1.
Oh.
Remember, because we found a bunch of Interstellar 1 discs under the couch, which means that there must be a bunch of empty cases around
Oh,
for
my
Interstellar
God.
1. Oh, man. This is starting to make sense.
Let's watch some more.
Okay.
Cooper, there's no point in using our fuel to
Analyze the Endurance's spin.
Cooper, what are you doing?
Doc.
chase. Endurance rotation is 67, 68 RPM.
Okay, get ready to match our spin with the retro thrusters.
It's not possible.
No. It's necessary.
This is crazy that he wrote the music to it, but he was dead by the time it was released.
Crazy.
And this is just one of the unique angles that comes from podcasting, especially true crime reporting.
Yeah,
you know?
the true part of it is really, like, we should be calling ourselves Factual Crime Fridays.
Yes, we should, based on how many facts we uncover.
Pause.
What? What did you see?
Look at the credits. They're different from the credits we saw at the theater.
From Interstellar 1.
From Interstellar 1.
These are different credits. You're right. These credits include an additional composer, somebody named Jacob Steen?
Jacob Steen. We need to find him.
Wait, hold on. Okay. We need to scene change.
What's going on here? Let's see.
Looks like a phone call.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Bring. Oh shit, that really disrupted the end of that movie. But that's what the script wants us to do next.
Oh my god. We're getting so many phone calls. Hello, the Fake Crime Fridays. Hello? Wait, hold on. What do you mean?
I work at the music store and I work at the music store for a few weeks ago. A French conductor came in to buy a baton. He was looking for a specific one that would allow him to have more control over his orchestra.
Here, I'm gonna put him on speaker.
And how does that relate to Hans Zimmer's murder? Well, I heard him talking about it to another customer, and he mentioned that he was going to conducting the score for the new Interstellar movie, Interstellar 2, The Black Boogaloo. He said he wanted to have complete control over the music and the musicians.
So you're saying that this French conductor may have had something to do with Hans Zimmer's death?
I don't know. But it's pretty suspicious, don't you think? I thought you guys might want to know. We definitely want to know. Can you give us the conductor's name and any other information you have about them? Oh my fucking God. No. His name is Pierre Dubois.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. Je proclame notre soleil. Je veux m'en venger. Merci beaucoup. Je hurle. Oui, oui, baguette.
And he's conducting the score for Interstellar 2 that you guys just watched. And
How did you know that?
Oh, I don't know. He's staying at the Hilton downtown.
This is big, Aiden. We need to go talk to this Pierre Dubois right away. But hang on. Before we go... Oh, thanks, Colin.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Hang on. Let's run a background check. Pierre Dubois.
What does it say?
It needs a second. Credit card info. Yeah, we'll just put it on the Patreon account.
Yeah, no, let's just... Yeah, we have a Patreon credit card. That's
because...
fine. What's the CVC on that?
I'm not going to say it on the air.
Gotcha.
But what I will say on the air is that this show and our background checks for Fake Crime Fridays are supported by patrons just like you. You can find our Patreon in the show notes if you want to support Fake Crime Fridays. Oh my God. Pierre Dubois, his alias is Jacob Steen. It says here, hang on. There's a Facebook post from 2008 where he announces that he's changing his name from Jacob Steen to Pierre Dubois after he graduates music school to make his pieces seem more exotic and land more roles. Interesting. Okay, well all right, that's great news. 2 of our suspects have been consolidated into 1. That's great. So we should probably call him Pierre just to not throw him off.
Yep.
And this, I'm sensing, maybe you are too, maybe not. I'm sensing kind of a through line here. It seems like French seems to be related to many things in this show.
Yeah, it seems to be really the only thing that's carrying between these.
Yeah, almost as if it's one of the words that was submitted by one of the viewers for us to make happen.
Interesting.
Strange. Okay, well, should we go to the Hilton where he's staying?
Yeah, let's go to the Hilton where Pierre Dubois is staying.
Okay, awesome.
Bonjour. Can I help you with something?
Hi, we're Cedar and Aiden from Fake Crime Fridays. We're investigating the murder of Hans Zimmer.
Oui.
And we were hoping you could we could ask you a few questions.
Ah, I see. Well, I am happy to help in any way that I can. Please, come in. I was just finishing my oui.
Yeah, let's go. We'll go sit. We're gonna sit at this small table here.
Yeah, it smells like bread in here.
So, talk to us, Pierre.
Well, to say it casually, I knew Hans from previous projects, but we were not particularly close. As for the, how you say, score, I am simply here to conduct. See, it is what I was hired to do. I do not have much involvement in the, creative process.
That seems odd. As a conductor, wouldn't you want to have control of the music you're conducting?
Well, of course, do not get me wrong. But the music has already been written. My job is simply to lead the orchestra in playing it. I am but a canvas for the music.
Let me get to the point. We received a tip that you were looking for a specific baton that would make you better and have more control over your music and musicians?
Yes, of course you will have found this. You are private investigators, oui?
Yes.
My name is Pierre, but may I be frank? I will be frank with you. I did purchase a new baton recently, but it was simply to replace an old one that had, broken. I assure you it had nothing to do with the score or Hans Zimmer's murder.
So I'll call you Frank now, as you alluded to earlier.
No, it was an American
Frank,
expression.
we'll have to look into that further.
Call me Pierre. My name is Pierre.
Cedar, write that down.
What are you whispering?
Nothing. We'll have to look in that further, all right? If in the meantime, can you give us any information on other suspects we've been investigating? You know, like Nursford sermons or...
We word around town spreads fast, does it not? I've heard you two have been walking around interviewing people. You seem to care quite a bit about the death of Hans Zimmer, old Hansi, and it seems as though the town is quite shaken up by his murder and what was found between his cheeks. Perhaps an indignant death for a dignant man. Oui. I do not know much about Nurse Fisherman's, but I have heard of Mo Schmo. He and Hans had a falling out a few years ago over a contract dispute.
Huh. Tell me more.
It is not my place to share private information about Hans, but I can tell you that Mo was quite angry with him at the time. I do not know if they ever resolved their differences.
Thank you for your time, Pierre. Or...
No, Pierre's fine.
Okay.
See my name tag?
I noticed that you still had it on, even though we're nowhere. Are you forgetful of your name?
No.
All right, thank you for your time, Pierre.
Yeah, oui.
Let's get out of here. I got some stuff to say once we get a little further down the hall.
Okay. Let's go into the ice room.
Yeah, where they have just ice and nothing else. The ice dispenser. Yeah.
Well, there's the vending machine, but
it's usually just like water.
$3 for a bottle of water.
No one wants that.
It's Dasani?
Yeah. Dasani. I'm more of a Fiji guy.
Yeah. You ever been to Fiji?
Yeah, I've had their water.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, you filled that kiddie pool with Fiji once.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Uh-huh. What did you want to say?
That baton he mentioned. We need to look into that.
Yeah.
That baton, we gotta look into that again, I guess.
It seems like we've got a lead on the murder weapon. We need to follow up on this as soon as possible. Just to recap on the baton, it's a French design.
Yes.
Bought at a local music store by this joker in the hotel room over here because he wanted to, quote, have more control over his orchestra.
It's pretty sus if you ask me.
Yeah. Freaking, yeah. We. That's all he kept saying. Did you notice that?
Fucking... We're so racist.
Dude, I think he's the racist because in his background check, do you know where he's from?
Where?
New Jersey.
Oh my God, that's right. It did say he's from New Jersey. Did you hear that fake ass French accent he was trying to do?
Right? And his parents aren't even French.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know, I didn't know this before the podcast, and this is a tip for listeners. If you do one of the 23andMe DNA tests or something, employers can see that on your background check. So you shouldn't do it unless you want them to be able to racially profile you. And when we did our background check, his family was not French. I'll say that. And he's not adopted either. However, he did take many theater classes in high school. Weird.
The scene fades to black, leaving the audience wondering who the real suspect could be.
Oh my God. Another freaking caller. Oh my God. We have to change this ringtone.
Where are we?
Oh.
Ring, 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 ring. Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Is this Aiden from Fake Crime Fridays?
Yes. Can I help you?
Yeah. I have some information about the Hans Zimmer murder.
Okay. Lay it on me.
I can't say too much over the phone, but I can give you a name. Nurse Fitzsimmons.
All right, buddy. What's her connection?
Let's just say she's not exactly known for being nice to her patients. And I'm sure you're professionals. I'm sure you've already figured this out. But she was Hans Zimmer's personal nurse before he died.
Well, thank you for that tip. Can I get your name and number? In case I need to call you. You sound kind of handsome.
Sorry, I can't give that out. Just remember the name and look into it. Were you laughing at me?
No.
I thought you were... Good luck.
Beep.
Who was that?
No one.
Yeah. Okay.
So, honestly, it was bullshit. They just talked about Nurse Fitzsimmons. They didn't have shit to say. We're in the same place that we were 3 pages ago, 40 pages ago.
What do you think? Do you think? I mean, it seems to me that the murder weapon is a baton, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and our two main suspects, Nurse Fitzsimmons and Pierre / Jacob Steen / whatever. Those are our two main suspects. Nurse Fitzsimmons, while mean, while very sexually active and aggressive, that might be the end of it. She might just be a horrible
horrible person.
Yeah.
Horned out horrible person.
Exactly what I was going to say. And, well, all right. So, listeners, if you're new to crime, when we're trying to identify a murderer, we have 3 main things that we look for in suspects. We look for motive, we look for opportunity, and we look for an alibi. And if we have 2 of those things, then, and not the alibi, if we have the first 2 things and not the alibi, or if the alibi is weak, then generally you have a strong suspect. So let's break this down here. Pierre, he is a composer for Interstellar 2, Black Hole Boogaloo, which may be at odds, might be a conflict of interest with Hans Zimmer, right? Might be some sort of creative clash there. And so that's a potential motive for him. And opportunity is that they were both working on conducting it together, conducting the score for the second movie together. However, when we watched the credits, there was only one name there, not Hans Zimmer. And curiously enough, they didn't even say, like, in memory of Hans Zimmer, which I think they would do because Interstellar 1, Black Hole Around the Sun, was just a normal... That was like his number 1 score.
Yeah,
right?
that was...
That's what he's known for.
That was Hansi putting on his big boy pants.
That was his opus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he does need big boy pants. As we know, there's a lot going on down there. Lots of leg hair, lots of slonging, and... Well, you'll just have to see the crime scene photos for the rest.
Linked in the show notes.
And so motive, opportunity was they were potentially in the same place at the same time. We don't have any specific details on the date or time for Pierre because there's no security cameras, of course, in the place. And now Nurse Fitzsimmons, the motive... it's kind of a third-party motive is what we call it, is when we hear information from a third party that explains something that's going on, but it's not a concrete fact, right? We just know that Nurse Fitzsimmons is mean to her patients. It doesn't seem like there's ever an exception to that, and we know that Hans Zimmer was one of her patients. So potential motive, kind of weak, in my opinion. However, she was acting quite suspicious when we were around, and there's some sort of through line with these French terracotta pots. I think Personally, it seems to me that it's a coincidence that there's a French cigarette. I think we can just throw that piece of evidence out. I don't think that's really relevant. But I think it's a coincidence that the terracotta pots are made from a French pot maker and the baton was made from a French music maker. There's a lot of French people into artisan work. I don't think that we necessarily need to connect those two things. What do you think?
I would agree. I think ChatGPT is a little racist.
Yeah. Perhaps. Yeah, so we have motive, and then the opportunity would just be, I mean, I would think if you're a nurse and you have a degree, presumably, and you know what's going on in the human body, you'd do something a little bit more clever than bludgeon somebody to death.
Yeah.
Right? Especially if you expected to get away with it, which so far the killer has, but hopefully not by the end of this episode.
Since the police are not doing their work, we're out here doing the real work on the ground. So if you want to support us, head on over to Patreon and we'll do more work than the cops are doing.
Yeah. Okay, let's go over what we know. What? The composer's assistant? Who is that? Okay. Well, actually, somebody mentioned a composer's assistant earlier, right? I think somebody offhandedly mentioned like a fifth name or something. Anyway, I'll say that's limited. Okay, so we know that Nurse Fitzsimmons has a objectively weaker motive and an objectively weaker opportunity, and additionally an alibi, right? She was at Little Caesars. She was caught on security footage. However, killers are nasty people, and generally when a murderer attacks somebody and is successful, they want to celebrate if they're really screwed up in the head. So I could see her
She's having sex parties.
After getting pizza from the Little Caesars.
Yeah, which is like exactly what any swingers party wants. I've been to I've heard about them, and I hear they like pizza.
Yeah, exactly. So, alibi, it's there, but we cannot correlate the time with the time of death for Hans Zimmer. Also wondering why he was on stage if we don't have any witnesses to the murder, right? So why was he just practicing his conducting? I guess he could have been.
So what's our next move?
We need to talk to each of them again and see if we can find any inconsistencies in their stories. And we need to keep an eye out for anything that might link them to the murder weapon. Well, listeners, we're near at recording capacity for this episode. We don't like to make these too long, and we've been chasing this lead for weeks, so I hope we figure out something soon, but we do have some more information for you. Unfortunately, the suspects that we've been following have not given us any more information. Nurse Fitzsimmons is still hosting swinging parties. Pierre is still at the Hilton for some reason.
He hasn't left. We asked. He's racking up huge minibar charges.
However, the autopsy report is complete. It has come back, and there is some gnarly information as well as some evidence that was released from Hans Zimmer's journal, which was found at his apartment with a boot print on it. The boot print turned out to be Aiden's boot print from when we were in there, and we got a little spanking, but we're good now. Good thing we had private investigator licenses. Otherwise, they would have thought that we were there for reasons that we shouldn't have been there. But I'm sure you're dying to hear the autopsy report, so I'll jump into that real quick. It's pretty gnarly, one of the gnarliest that I've ever seen. Are you familiar with lobotomies?
Do tell.
So a lobotomy is, it's usually associated with early 1900s, Victorian era, maybe even. It's a surgery that was used to destroy the frontal lobe in someone's brain. And from what I understand, the way that it was done was usually with an ice pick, not the same kind of ice pick that we associate with alpine climbing today, but more like a stainless steel rod. that you would break off chunks of ice. Because in this era, people would get ice imported by the block, and they would break it off over time. And so there were these ice picks and hammers. And if you're squeamish, you might want to fast forward a little bit. But the victim or patient would be subdued somehow, usually with some sort of medication, and
probably just alcohol.
Yeah, probably just
alcohol.
A lot of alcohol. And the eye, I have a hard time talking about this. The eye would be moved to the side, and the ice pick would be inserted through the hole in the skull, the human skull, where the optical nerve connects from the back of the eyeball into the brain. And
he's pointing right in towards your tear duct.
Yeah, basically your tear duct. And then the ice pick would be inserted. Sometimes, if there was a small bit of bone in the way, that might be punched through with a hammer to the back of the ice pick. And then the surgeon's a loose term here, clearly, would scramble the frontal lobe of the brain, which is the part of the brain that's but right behind your forehead, essentially. Would scramble that inside of your skull, and that would eliminate your ability to think and make critical decisions and hold conversations and solve puzzles. And so this was a very common thing to do to folks back in the day who were mentally ill, or a woman if they were not feeling great, because it essentially turned the victim into a sort of zombie who was much easier to handle, because all of a sudden they don't have any opinions. Right, they just do things. They just exist. They just consume food and drink and eat water and go to the bathroom. That's about it. And this is a real thing that really happened to real people. So why are we talking about lobotomies here? Well, it turns out...
Because you nasty fucks want to hear about it.
Turns out that Hans Zimmer was lobotomized. And the coroner thinks that it happened about 3 weeks before his death. And we know that he was bludgeoned to death. And it's very curious as to why this would happen, but it actually correlates with the journal that was found.
I stepped on.
Yeah, which has since been transcribed and released to various news outlets. I'm sure you've all read parts of it so far. But essentially what we can glean from this is that Hans Zimmer was kidnapped by his killer, which he does not name in the book, and lobotomized. He was kept in some sort of secret lair or room or something, and essentially used as a music writing slave for that time. Do you have any thoughts on that?
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's horrible. I agree.
Well, that's pretty gnarly. We still don't know who did it, so... Ring! Ring, ring, ring! Ring, 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 ring! Ring!
Hello? Hello?
Hey, I heard you guys are investigating the Hans Zimmer murder.
Yes, we still are. Do you have any information for us?
I don't want to give my name, but I can tell you that the killer is one of the 3 people who worked closest with Hans Zimmer.
Who are they?
I can't say who, but I can tell you this. One of them is mean.
Oh my god. Okay. Thanks.
Fuck! No one's helpful. None of these fucking callers are helpful.
They're just trolling us, dude. Do I sound like an old man if I say they're trolling us?
I don't know what the kids would say.
Oh my god.
Say it. Say this bullshit.
Well, I gotta say it. That narrows it down to 3 suspects. The conductor, the nurse, and the pianist.
Yeah, the pianist.
Of course.
Of course. Well, which one of them did it?
We'll have to go back to the crime scene to look for more clues. You wanna go back to his studio?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go back to the studio. I won't step on anything this time. Oh my god, there's a terracotta pot in the corner that we missed last time.
Oh
Holy shit.
I wonder if there's anything inside.
Oh god, that's only one way to find out.
Wait a minute, I feel something.
What is... What is it?
It's a Blu-ray disc.
What's on it?
It says Interstellar 2, Black Hole Boogaloo. This must have been the last project Hans was working on before he died.
Let's take it back to the studio and see if there's anything on it that can help us solve the case.
Wait a minute. Look at this.
Are we watching it? Are we watching it? Are we watching the disc?
Yeah. All right, listeners. We're back at the studio. We're going to plug this in and watch what's on it.
Again, for the second time. This might be the same disc that we saw earlier, but we don't know. This is we'll see.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
This isn't a video.
This is fucked up, man.
This isn't Interstellar 2 Black Hole Boogaloo.
This is some fucking snuff film shit, man.
Oh my God. It's recorded from one of those Amazon cameras that you stick in the corner of the room.
Oh my God.
Do you see this? It's Hans Zimmer being tortured and being forced to compose music. Do you see this?
That's horrible.
He's being tased every time he stops writing new notes. That's why the score sucked.
It sounds like it's just chaos followed by like a high note and then there's a bunch of chaos and then...
This must be what the killer was using him for.
But who could do something like that?
I have a feeling we're about to find out. Let's get back to the orchestra rehearsal. There's one today.
That's a good idea.
They're making the score for the CD.
the CD Interstellar
2. Black Hole
Boogaloo.
Let's go. Come on. It's about to start.
Let's go hide in the shadows.
Okay. All right, listeners. I'm going to be quiet here so nobody sees us. We're wrapped up in the big red curtains, just like the makeout spot that I had in high school on the stage.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like the conductor, the pianist, and the nurse are all setting up for the rehearsal.
Why is the nurse setting up for rehearsal? That's what he does when he comes. He's a screamer. Suddenly, the killer appears and pulls out a gun.
Okay, as a note, it seems as though the killer is never named, I think. So, I think it's Pierre. Do you think it's Pierre too?
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Suddenly, oh my God, Pierre. Oh my God, Pierre.
I knew you'd too be snooping around here sooner or later.
We know everything now. You can't get away with this.
You're right. I can't. That's why I've rigged this place with explosives. We'll all go down together.
You're insane!
Maybe, but at least I'll be taking you two down with me.
What the fuck?
You figured it out. You figured it out that I kidnapped Hans Zimmer. I gave him lobotomy with the help of the nurse. And I used him as my music writing slave to come up with the score for Interstellar 2. Black Hole Boogaloo. Play it, my orchestra. Play it as the bomb ticks down.
Pierre proceeds to conduct with his gun in one hand and conducting his baton in the other. Everyone looks horrified, looking around at each other like, should we fucking leave?
We will! We will play, my little darling.
You can see him visibly erect. He's getting off on this.
Yes, yes.
We have to stop him.
The people in the violins are crying. The horns are weeping. You can hear it in their notes. Woo! Woo!
It's a horrifying scene. The timer's ticking down. The bomb is strapped to the baton that has been used to lobotomize Hans Zimmer.
Dripping in blood.
And the madman behind it all. It's the final act of this tragedy, and we're right in the middle of it.
This is madness. We can't just let him go.
We have to stop him, Aiden, but we can't risk the bomb going off.
How do we stop it?
We have to defuse it.
Can you do that?
I have a degree in electrical engineering. I'll do my best.
Okay, I'll look at him, even though you just said it's on his hand. Don't take too long.
We have to get the bomb out of his hand.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
How do we do it? Something French.
Look at this! Look at this! Hey, Pierre, look at this!
I got it! I got the bomb. Okay.
I was holding up a piece of French bread to distract Pierre.
I'm gonna take out my multi-tool. It didn't cost anything, it came free with the truck. I'm working on defusing this. Keep him at bay. He's trying to snatch it from me.
Hey, look over here, Pierre. Look over here. You gotta say something in Pierre's voice now.
Hey, you little, you dirty Americans.
You want this bread, Pierre? I got
Filthy
French
little-
bread.
Well, that depends. Is it true baguette made in the baguette region of France?
It is.
Oh, daddy coming.
What do you think you're doing? You're going to get caught.
You think so, don't you? You're too late, my friend. We are going to be blown into crouton smithereens. You're too late, my friend.
What are you talking about?
This was all just a game to me, and now it's over. The end game.
What game?
Well, you American. The game of life. And I am the winner.
What are you going to do with the baton?
I'm going to finish what I started.
He starts directing and moving towards the orchestra, waving the baton. Aiden tries to leap forward, but Pierre's too quick. Still, Cedar is still holding on to his hand, defusing the bomb that's attached to his hand.
He won't stop moving. He won't. This is so hard. It was only one wire that I had to cut, but he keeps waving it.
How much time do we have left, Cedar?
Oh my God. Not much. I'm almost there.
You have to hurry.
Oh my God, he's raising the baton. He's gonna lobotomize us. Get it out of his hand.
Ah!
I'm gonna whack you in the head.
Oh, God. Oh.
Another musical slave for my music slave waiting army. You can't stop me, Cedar. I'm too clever for you.
I'm not trying to stop you. I'm trying to save us all. Cut the wire. It's over. You're under arrest.
You filthy little. You're going to rot. You're going to rot, and that lobotomy will probably heal in 2 to 4 weeks with proper rest and treatment. You're going down for this. Just wait till I get out, you little podcaster.
You want to read our outro here?
As it turns out, Aiden was in the hospital for 2 to 4 weeks before his frontal lobe fully recovered from the baton lobotomy, and he will forever have 2.3 centimeters of French baton behind his eye socket.
It doesn't matter. I only noticed it when I looked to the left. It's not that bad.
And so the mystery was finally solved. We discovered that the killer was actually Pierre Dubois and Nurse Fitzsimmons, the mean nurse who had been taking care of Hans Zimmer during his captivity. The two of them had kidnapped Hans Zimmer and used him as a musical slave to write the score for Interstellar 2, Black Hole Boogaloo. They had both been apprehended by police on the day of the attempted orchestra bombing, and Fake Crime Fridays has thwarted our 12th terrorist attempt.
I can't believe it was her and him all along.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of tips in this episode. I think we got 5 tips, and one of them was useful. And it thank you, caller, whatever your name was, sorry, I don't remember, for pointing us to the Hilton to interview Pierre. And that's just another reason why becoming a patron is a great idea, because you can suggest things for the show. If you're a patron, you get to submit names, you get to submit murder weapons and other plot elements to the show. So if you're enjoying this at all, or you think somebody else might, you can share it with them. Or you can support us on Patreon, you can leave a rating of the show. We love it. We love to see it. Thank you for being here. And I think that just about wraps up the episode. I can't believe it was them all along.
And that concludes our coverage of the murder of Hans Zimmer. Thank you for listening to Fake Crime Fridays. Stay tuned for our next episode. Stay tuned. What the hell does that mean?
What was your favorite part?
What's my favorite part of that? I mean, I think this concluded really fabulously.
Yeah, I mean, of the whole investigation, though.
Interviewing both Nurse Fitzsimmons and
Pierre,
those are pretty fucking good.
Yeah. I think my favorite part was just the sheer amount of DVDs and terracotta pots that we found throughout this investigation.
It was mostly DVDs and terracotta pots.
There was like one other piece of evidence, and it was a cigarette, a French cigarette, on top of a terracotta pot.
Yeah, it was. The terracotta pot was not involved at all in the murder.
Yeah,
as far as it seems like, it wasn't super relevant. It's kind of a distraction.
I think what happened was that the baton was hidden at one point inside of a terracotta pot,
along with multiple Blu-ray copies of Interstellar 2, Black Hole Boogaloo.
The different editions.
Yeah, different editions.
Of course.
Yeah, in different terracotta pots. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
If you make a habit of sticking around to the end of episodes, you know that we have a closing secret. And this week's closing secret is that this is actually the second time that we recorded this episode. The first time we ran into a bunch of issues on the computer and it didn't end up working out, but it had the same subject matter and the same prompts. So in that first one, the prompt in the script directed us to sing the Interstellar theme song, and Aiden, having not seen the movie since it came out in, I think, 2013, ended up playing it impromptu on the piano. So here is that little piece of magic for you. Yeah, it's called like a bought a scan. Yeah, so I'm looking at this, and it's gotta be honest with you, I haven't practiced music in a while, but I'm gonna try it. This is from Interstellar, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Here I go. If you want to hear that entire episode of Outtakes, you can join us on Patreon, which you can do for just $2. All right. Thanks for listening. Stay hungry. I'm picturing him listening to this eventually, getting pissed off.
And like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey, I said he's a huge dick, but he shit himself, so I don't know. Come on, Zimmer. What else do you want?
It evens out.